Hello, my name is Jen and welcome to the book Refuge. Welcome to my February TBR. I am so excited but also just a little bit intimidated by the TBR this month. Last month, if you'll see, I read a ton of books, but I don't always do too well when the TBR is super huge. Like, usually my TBR is about 8 books, and then I usually read about 16, but I like to be able to, pick what I want myself because I'm a little bit, I'm a mood reader, so things change throughout the month. But anyway, this month I have some pretty specific things picked out, but we'll see. If I don't get to them, I don't get to them. It's not a big deal. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to have 12 books in here, 2 of which I don't know what they are yet, but I'm pre-filming this and I can't wait to find out, and I'll explain that when I get to them. So let's get started. The first book I have on this TBR is part of my 2019 goals, where I want to reread this series and finish the last 3 books that I didn't finish when it came out. And that is, I'm starting with Artemis Fowl. Sorry, this is a shiny book by Ian Colfer. This is about a naughty young man. I think he starts out at age 12. And it also takes place in a magical world where there are fairies, but fairies are all types of magical creatures. So centaurs, trolls, goblins, they're all fairies. And he decides he's going to steal something from them because Artemis Fowl is a thief. And I believe there's a movie coming out. There is a movie coming out for this year, I think. But I used to love these books as a young teen, and I've read the first 6, but I haven't read the last 3, so I'm going to start with this one. It shouldn't take me too long to get through, and I can't wait. So this is a middle grade. Then, for Valentine's this year, I want to reread one of my favorite love stories that I've ever read, and that is Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. I read this for the first time, I think back in May, and it's so good, guys. This time when I read it, I'm going to do a review. I was intimidated to do it last time because this is a Christian romance and I didn't know how many people would care about this story, but to me, it is so beautiful. It focuses about this girl named Angel who's been forced into prostitution, and she pretty much doesn't care, her life is just man after man after man. She's passed around from pimp to pimp, but she is so beautiful, and her beauty has always been a curse to her. And she meets this man named Michael Hosea, who is told by God that he should marry Angel and make her his wife and take her home. And Angel just doesn't know how to accept love. She feels like this is a trick, and she just doesn't know how to accept someone loving her with no conditions. And it's a beautiful story, and I want my Valentine's Day to be filled with love, and so I'm going to read this. Maybe not on Valentine's Day itself, but I really wanted to make it a priority to reread this and take notes this time, because that's one of my goals, and I'm going to do a review for it this time, and it's my channel, and if people don't want to watch the video, then they won't watch the video. Next, I'll talk about my Romanceopoly picks for the month. So right now I'm going to put in the clip of me rolling for that. Okay, so I'm going to be doing 4 rolls for February. I am currently at Fire Station. I know the last roll you saw me do was the Freedom Friars, which for that I read Evelyn Hugo. I finished all of my reads in January, so I added another one, which I hopefully we'll have finished and talked about in January already. So I'm going to be starting from here, and I'm going to do 4 rolls because for Valentine's month, I want to read as many romances as I can. So let's go. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I landed on Taxi. Read a book from UTC or PLB's Rec Reads list. So you'll see what that is in the video. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Library, free choice. Here, I'm going to make. Okay, that'll be fun. 5. Subway, is Read a Chef or Foodie Romance. Ooh, that's really exciting. And 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that is a mystery square, which we're going to get told about February 1st. So we will find out what that is. So the books that I picked for this is for my library pick. I'm going to read The Duke and I, which this is also one of my reread goals for 2019. I want to reread the Bridgerton series. This one is about Daphne, who she's the 4th oldest, but then they go back to being in alphabetical order because this series is about 8 siblings with like alphabetical names. So it's like Anthony, Benedict, Colin, Daphne, Eloise, Francis, Gregory, and Hyacinth. And so it like goes in order, and it's really cool and it's really cute. And it's the first books I ever read by Julia Quinn. She's my favorite romance author ever. And so I'm reading that for my library pick. For my pick off of Peace Love Books list, I'm going to read Lover Unbound, which is the 5th book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood. I know that I think her name is Jess. But anyway, Peace Love Books, she loves these books, so that's what I'm picking for that. And then my other role that I did, which is for the challenge, I'm going to have to wait because they're not posting that until February 1st, and I am pre-filming this. So whatever that pick is, I'll read that as well. Another book that I don't have yet, which is I'm part of Murphy's Patreon book club, and we haven't picked what it is yet. I believe that it's going to be King of Scars, so I'll put a picture of that up here, which is on my TBR anyway. So if it's not that book, there'll be another book for me to read, but I'm planning to do King of Scars for sure. I ordered a special edition of it through a book box, which I cannot wait to get. So I'm definitely reading King of Scars in February. I also, by Julia Quinn, want to get to The Other Miss Bridgerton, which this is her newest book, and it's just been on my TBR for so long. And so since it will be February and it's Valentine's month, I want to try to get to this one as well. And I think after I read The Duke and I'll be in the mood for another one of hers, because I usually am. So I finally want to read The Other Miss Bridgerton, which this is actually a prequel series. It's about like those siblings, their father's family, and they've been really good so far, so I want to read that. Next, I am starting The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. This is the next book in a challenge that I'm doing with one of my friends. He's reading the first 4 Harry Potter, and me and a couple other friends are reading the Lord of the Rings series, or the part 1, and then I read The Hobbit in January, and now we're starting The Fellowship of the Ring. I'm super excited. This also fulfills one of my goals where I want to read 12 classics this year, and this will be the second one I'm taking on. Very excited. The Hobbit got a little boring for me, which you will have seen in my wrap-up video I just posted. Yeah, it got a little boring for me, but I'm really excited to take this on because I know that there are so many good things that I've yet to experience in the Lord of the Rings world. So super excited about that. Next, I plan to take on the 5th and final book in the Steel and Fire series by Jordan Rivet. I have adored these characters. I've read these books over the last 2 months, and I've been like saving this one to give me some breathing time, but I cannot wait to take on this last book. I can't believe I only have like 400 pages left with some really great characters. I can't wait. This is going to end up being one of my like favorite series, I think, because it's just so good. I love these characters so much. They mean so much to me, and I just couldn't have predicted that. Finally, what I want to take on is The Girl in the Tower, which is the 2nd book in the Winter Night trilogy by Catherine Arden. I read The Bear and the Nightingale last month, and I loved it. It was 4.75 for me. It was so good. And I can't wait to take on the next book. I kind of wanted to spread these out just because they're so good and there's so much that happens that I just kind of wanted to take my time. And then I did just realize that I forgot one of the Romanceopoly picks that I landed on, which is pick a chef or a foodie. I'm sorry. I know that you're probably wondering, I just rolled that in the clip and then didn't talk about it. I'm planning to read Sweet Addiction by J. Daniels for a sugary treat to read. So anyway, Sorry, I forgot to mention that. But those are the 4 rolls that I did for Romance Happily because I wanted to get through as many of those as I could in the month of romance. So anyway, there we go. Those are my picks for February TBR. Can't believe I'm already on to the next month already. Yeah, let me know which one of these you're most excited for me to read. If you liked or didn't like any of them. No spoilers, please, of course. But yeah, I can't wait. I put up new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and you can watch some more videos right now. Bye!